Hi, I'm Erik, and this is Adventures in Golf. True. And for this episode, we've come to a golf club in England. Well, technically 2 golf clubs, but we use the same course. The holes are different. Same holes, different order. Same names, different numbers. But at each of them, we have to wear a red polo. Pillar box red, to be exact. Welcome aboard. This episode of Adventures in Golf brings us across the pond to London, England. The capital of the United Kingdom, London attracts over 18 million visitors a year, making it one of the most visited cities in the world. And while there are plenty of sights to see here, I have come for only one, the London Scottish Golf Club. It's already been a long day, but we decide to push on and check out the course before playing it tomorrow. It's confusing because this is a huge park. It would be like having a golf course in Central Park. I'm imagining. I don't quite know. But there's like people walking around, but I don't see any golf flags. Situated in the middle of one of the city's largest public parks, its location, along with its history, is very, very unique. And there's the golf club. It feels like this is a golf course that's more about the community. I mean, look at all these dogs.
I know this guy.
Erik, how are you?
Tommy, good to see you, man.
We have a captain's bell here,
Okay.
and if anybody else rings it like that, they have to buy whoever's in here a drink.
I love that.
This is Tommy Teague, a 2-time captain of the club who's been a member for over 35 years. Is this what you drink?
This is what I drink here, yes.
You heard that right. That's not an English accent. Tommy, where's your accent from?
It's from the west of Ireland.
They should call this the London Scottish Irish Golf Club.
Well, it's practically ran by the Irish anyway.
It may seem strange that the first person we meet at the London Scottish Golf Club happens to come from Ireland. But like the sign said as we came in, they are open to everyone.
This is our main bar here,
Okay.
which we all drink in here.
Okay.
And it's a members bar at the weekends.
Okay.
But during the week, we allow other people in here.
People like me.
Yeah, people like you. This up here is the old captain's board, which started off in 1865. We are the oldest club in England playing on its original course.
Okay.
Royal North Devon and Blackheath claim that they are the oldest, but they were 1864.
Okay.
But they moved. They haven't. Their clubhouse was here, and the golf course around it. But what they've done, they have kept their clubhouse and they have moved to a new grounds.
So London Scottish, same course, same club,
course.
oldest. Not surprising, history and tradition are an important part of a lot of the golf courses in England. This is something that will come up time and time again during this episode, so I'll do my best to keep things straight. For now, London Scottish, 1865, on the grounds of Wimbledon Common. These are the key points to remember. It's a golf club that sort of anyone can walk on, right?
Yes, it's a common.
Common. The Wimbledon and Putney Commons contains more than 1,000 acres of protected green space for the benefit of the public and nature preservation. It's overseen by a conservancy that also maintains the golf course.
So they are really our bosses, if you know what I mean. But they don't interfere all that much. They're actually quite helpful.
But you've had this clubhouse for 100 years?
1889.
Okay, yeah, so almost 130
Yeah,
plus.
yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Are these currently the lockers, or they were at one point?
No, these are the London Scottish Rifle Regiment's rifle lockers.
Wow.
This bit goes there at the same time as this, but then there's a little bit added over there, and that adds over there, and we end up with what we've got today, right? But it's a long and fairly circuitous route that we've taken to get there.
For more course history and to help keep names and dates correct, I sit down with club historians John and Bill to get the facts straight.
It really just goes straight back to 1850. There was a great fear, right, of an invasion from Napoleon's nephew. And effectively two guys, Lord Elcho, right, and Earl Spencer, who sat in the House of Parliament, decided to do something about it. And they wanted to form a regiment of rifles, volunteers, for the protection of London against any invasion. And in 1859, the London Scottish Rifle Volunteers was established.
Okay.
Those guys were going to get bored, so they decided we'll build a golf course to entertain the guys while they were waiting to go on to the shooting ranges. That became London Scottish Golf Club, after the name of the regiment.
John literally wrote the book on the course's history, which he generously gave me a copy of. Now, if I'm able to put it down, I might be able to get some much-needed rest tonight. We return the next morning and already things are quite different. This is anything but your standard golf parking lot on a Saturday. There are people everywhere who are clearly not here for golf.
I almost don't even want to play golf. I just want to go hang out with these dogs.
And the dogs. So many dogs. Dogs everywhere. Pulling myself away from our four-legged friends, I go inside and meet the rest of our foursome for today.
Hello. Good morning.
First up is Nikki, who became the first woman in the club when she joined here 3 years ago.
Here's Kevin.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
And next is Kevin, who joined this year and has already become the club champion. With our foursome complete, there's only one more thing I need before any of us can tee off, and that's a red polo.
So I'm in need of a red item here. What would you suggest?
Well, you should give him one
Medium,
with the
yeah.
motif on it, which is...
There you go.
Okay, easy enough. Look at that.
See?
And if you're going to wear a jacket, also has to be red.
It does, yeah.
Why are you wearing a red polo?
I'm wearing a red polo. This is a requirement of my golf club for London Scottish. We have to wear pillar box red so that we're visible to members of the public.
I grew up around the corner, so I always thought it was strange that there were these golfers just constantly wearing reds. I thought everyone was just trying to be like Tiger Woods, but obviously it's part of the history, and yeah, I guess it's just part of the club.
People might think that a golf course where you have to wear a red polo is quite stuffy.
Yeah, I could see that, and there's a lot of kind of the old classic links courses in the UK, whereas if you got to wear shorts, you got to wear knee-high socks, and I would describe that as a little bit stuffy, but that's the complete opposite here.
How many red shirts do you own?
How many red shirts do I own? 4 or 5.
Surprisingly, when I joined, it turns out I had 3 red tops already. So, and I'm not not a Tiger Woods fan, but it's probably emulating him a little bit anyway.
So it's not a personality trait at the golf club. It's just for insurance reasons. If you hit someone and you're not wearing red, I think you're going to be in trouble.
It's 9:02, and you said we have to tee off before 9:20.
The reason that we have a cut-off tee time of a Saturday for 9:20 is that the other club comes around at 9:20.
Okay.
Because it's planned out that they've got to play 8 holes from their side, and their last tee off time is programmed to come around after 9:20.
Oh, I see, because
then they've got 9:20 until 11:20, and then our afternoon guys starts at 11:20.
I see. So basically, because
It's a
they're on a
rotation
different
thing.
side of the golf course.
Yes.
Taking common ground to whole new levels, the Wimbledon Common Golf Club, which sits on the opposite side of the golf course from the London Scottish Golf Club, was established in 1908, and it shares the same 18 holes that the London Scottish Golf Club created in 1865. Now, sharing a course is not really a new idea for clubs, but having different starting holes, that's quite rare.
In 1908, Wimbledon Common Golf Club applied to the conservators of the Common to actually use the 18 holes that existed on the Common, and they actually got permission to play on our 18 holes.
Yeah, but
That's a bit intense.
we objected, obviously.
Their first is our 12th,
Right.
right? And our first is their 7th.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 clubs playing starting at different holes, but playing the same course.
So if you're confused, that's okay. I've been confused this entire time, and it was all explained to me many times by many people. So for overt clarification of the facts, we've got 2 clubs, 1 course. 1 course, 2 routings. 1 club started first. The second club factioned off from it and petitioned to use the same course. It's all public land, and you have to wear a red shirt as a golfer so the public knows to watch out for you. Oh, and it all started with the London Scottish Regiment of Riflemen. You got all that? Yeah, me neither. Okay, well, let's continue.
It's amazing. People just keep passing through the fairway.
Yes. Well, them people don't really know. Most of the people would realize we're here and not walk over because that couple has walked across. They've walked back again and back again.
Nice ball.
Oh, nice. Oh, lovely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great ball,
You can see
Kevin.
why he's a club champion, can't you?
Yeah.
That was sturdy.
Look at that.
So does the
You
dog...
can go, yes. If
Yeah,
you
the dog, yeah.
If you hit him,
Okay.
it's a £100 prize.
So dogs don't have right away.
You get 100 quid if you hit the
but
duck.
You won't hit.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Beauty.
Oh, that's a magnificent
Nice shot.
shot.
Here we go. Got it. Right over the trees. Look at all these people just walking around. This is so... Look, there's like... That's Snowball right there.
Oh, it's a great shot. It's a bit
Thanks.
too long.
They weren't kidding. The trees really are a very serious hazard here. Nice shot.
Well, it's not too bad. It's a bit offline, but it gives me a chance.
Maybe the most public course I've ever seen. I always thought that was St. Andrews, but if the definition of public is of or concerning the people, the price of St. Andrews would probably keep it away from a place like this, which is a tenth of the price, 40 pounds. You can come and visit and play golf here and really play golf in a public park. Right there, you've got them. Just walking together, some of us down the fairways with a bag of clubs and the others down the fairways with a bag of dog poop.
Mostly it works fine. Occasionally you get you'll get a pedestrian who'll walk up the fairway or something.
We'd prefer the golfers not to be here, but it's just, you just accept it is what it is. It's the same with the golfers. I'm sure they would say, they'd prefer it without the walkers.
I guess it's part of the character. You get pretty patient. It's a different style of golf, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
There's going to be people walking in front when you're about to hit a driver. There's going to be noise. It's not like a private course, so it's a bit more of a challenge.
I mind the golfers very much. Yes, I don't like them at all. They're just a menace to me. They're very dangerous.
Sometimes the golf ball just whiz by my head, so I have to be careful. You have to look. The signs are there, to warning people, but you do have to look out sometimes.
What have you seen on the golf course that you would just never see at any other golf course?
Picnics on a green.
Picnic on a green.
I was playing a par 5 and there was a woman having a picnic on a green.
With the blanket and everything?
Blanket, everything. She said she didn't know it was a golf course.
I appreciate, it can be a bit tricky sometimes because they're about to play and all the rest of it. But no, for me, it's not a problem.
Being able to share a place like this, I guess it's, you have to take it. So compared to being in a locked up place where you can basically then enjoy the place for yourself. But here, if you have 1 or 2 dog owners going by that knows the place, fine.
We had a woman and her daughter pull out a map and start looking. They were lost on the common. It was the first time she didn't know it was a golf club. We were about to tee off.
Right.
That sort of thing.
The golfers don't bark usually, but the dogs do.
Yeah, nice, Tommy.
Very good.
It's kind of great to have the odd sort of spectator.
It is.
Taking
Fantastic,
in the... Maybe more people come and play golf because they see it and they say, that looks fun.
Oh, lovely.
Now you get in the swing of things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a magnificent shot.
That felt good.
Nicky, that's fantastic.
Nice shot. This course is not easy. How far do you think we are, Tommy?
You're about 60 yards.
I'm just going to say that. It's much helpful.
Yeah.
I was thinking 90. I have my number.
No.
It's short, but it's tricky.
You see, all you need is a coach.
All right, so this is my first taste of the grass bunker. They don't have sand because it's dangerous for the pedestrians and it's expensive to maintain.
Have you found it, Eric?
I don't even see it in here, Tommy. There you go. Oh, wow, look at that.
Now it's a beauty, isn't
That
it?
really got in there.
Now, that's not a bad effort. This is going on the hole, Eric.
Oh, he called it. He called it. Oh, my goodness, that was a great shot.
Can you believe it?
Oh,
Straight
nice.
It might be okay.
So we're winding down here on the 18th hole. Like all the golf courses you're going to play in your lifetime, you realize pretty quickly that while it is grass that sits on earth, it's not really that. It's kind of more about the people that play it. Everybody's making putts.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thanks,
Pleasure.
Kevin. That was great.
Thank you,
Man,
Kevin.
Tommy.
First time we played together. First time I played with
Thank
you.
you. That was fun.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tommy. The next morning, I decided to check out Wimbledon Common Golf Club for myself. Since I've already played this particular golf course, I wasn't planning on playing it again. But I'm very curious to find out what the differences are between the two clubs and what makes someone pick one over the other.
Eric, nice to meet you.
As soon as we arrive, I run into Jack, who's actually a fan of the show. The club is having its monthly medal today, and Jack is due to tee off in 12 minutes. But before he does, he wants to show us around. Ready or not, here we come. Cameras and all.
Emma, this is Erik, who runs a very successful YouTube.
Hi, Emma. Good morning.
Hello, you're right.
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good,
We're so interested in the story of the course. And Jack is just going to show us around
Very briefly.
before he tees off in 6 minutes for a big day. Emma is definitely not a fan. So we get in and we get out quickly. This is quite a nice polo. What's your favorite name of a hole here?
Well, 14th, Paradise. If you hit a good tee shot, it is Paradise. But I never hit a good tee shot on it, so.
I played Paradise, but it wasn't the 14th. It's
You'd
a
have
hard
played
hole.
on the other course.
Yeah.
So it'd have been
Well, the same course.
Yeah, with the club, yeah.
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
It's interesting that, go ahead, let's go.
No,
Let's
no,
get
it's, well, I've got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Hoping we didn't get Jack in any hot water, we prepare to send him on his way. And that's when he proposes a pretty good idea.
If you wanted to do first tee shot, or hit a tee shot on the first of that, you probably could. If you fancy that.
I definitely fancy that.
Okay.
I'm not wearing red.
I'll go and get one.
Okay, cool. Sounds
Take that
a
one.
little cheeky, actually.
Ah, perfect. Great.
Let's go. I gotta say, I'm pretty excited for this impromptu tee shot here. Elliot, nice to meet you.
Hi, Nick.
Nick, hi.
Good to meet you.
You too. Nick, tell me about what's happening right here.
It's one of the quirks of the common. You have to be patient, but
Does dog poop ever come into play?
it's a good question. Fortunately, I've never found my ball covered in dog poop, but it's always a danger.
Oh, wow. This whole situation is so interesting.
Yeah, nice shot. That'll be fine there.
I feel like I'm kind of in a dream. You just show up to a golf course, put a red polo on, then we just play some casual golf.
Should we just act like that went on the green? Yeah. Because none of the cameras can see.
Looking for a co-host, have found. If I was only to try and compare the London Scottish experience to the Wimbledon Commons Golf Club experience, it is kind of a more casual and intimate opening segment.
I mean, the Scottish is based, so the windmill.
Yeah.
There's that massive car park, loads of dog walkers there, so it's always going to be busier.
Yeah, it's quite busy over there. Yeah.
Clubhouse compared to here. Because this is like residential. People live in these, so.
Yeah, this is definitely a bit more
All quiet.
Yeah, it's quieter over here. Yo, thanks, guys. Nick, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Elliot, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you saying hi, man. And I almost got away with stealing your jumper. Before leaving, I wanted to smooth things over with Emma and make sure that Jack wasn't in trouble on my account. Ultimately, she was fine, and we actually got to talking about the differences between the two clubs. She said the main difference between the clubs is that here at Wimbledon Common Golf Club, they have 80 female members compared to a handful or less at London Scottish. And the word on the street is that London Scottish is more of a men's drinking club. And here they made a marketing push to include more women. And so she invited us to come back for a round tomorrow morning with 2 women that joined through this program that they created. So we're gonna do that. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Eric.
And just before leaving for the second time, some London Scottish Golf Club members arrive at the Wimbledon Common clubhouse portion of the golf course. And one of them is our boy Tommy. I was actually a bit worried that he would be upset that I was on this side, essentially playing golf with the enemy. From what I understand, the clubs are cordial, but London Scottish seems to have a bit of a chip on their shoulder because they believe, after all, that this is their course.
What hole are we on here?
13.
This is the 13th. I noticed that, even though they're different hole numbers for Wimbledon Commons,
yes,
they use the same names.
Yeah, they do.
I thought that was very polite of them.
Well, they have no other choice. When you invite somebody in to play your golf course, right, Jim? Yeah. They have to use the same name.
I guess so.
A lot of the holes out there are named after the butts, the original firing butts.
Oh, so long butt is about a gun?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the running deer was a target that used to be pulled across.
Really?
Of a model of a deer.
Well, that's fascinating.
This was structured in 1908, I think, that their clubhouse was actually built.
Okay.
So we work well together, and we share half of the costing on the course and the staff.
I guess the way I look at it is, as an outsider, if I was to want to play this course, how do you decide which club you're going to join?
Well, if you looked at the oldest club and the best club, I would call it, as a clubhouse, you will come to our clubhouse.
Right.
And we have the parking, we have the car park.
Right.
And Merton Council have restrictions on them now on parking. So.
Because you guys charge the same amount, essentially, for the round of golf.
We try and agree a price structure that we charge the same, and it gives each club an even opportunity.
Why the London Scottish Golf Club?
I'd say it's just one of the friendliest golf clubs around, pretty accessible, like all ages, all skill levels.
I enjoy it here, we have a good crowd of people.
I never really played golf that often until I came here, and once I joined here, it was very inclusive in this, so I've really quite enjoyed it since I've been here.
It's not the typical golf environment. It's more laid back. There's no social status, which you often get at some golf courses.
Oh, this is amazing. So I was so happy I found it. So because this is more than just a golf course. It's really a golf club, which I think makes it amazing.
The feeling here is much more welcoming. It's really, you can play with whoever. I mean, if you play with Kevin, he's off Skratch basically, and he doesn't mind playing with us, hacking around all the time. That's just the beauty of it, I think.
All right, so here we are at the Wimbledon Common Golf Club, and the third character in this story, or maybe the fourth or the fifth, could even be the ninth, but either way, the next character we're going to talk about is Royal Wimbledon Golf Club.
There was only one club in the beginning.
Okay.
That is the London Scottish Golf Club. Right up until 1880, members here at that time, there were over 300 members. Probably of that group, 200 of them were civilians, and the other percentage were soldiers.
Mm.
And there was a big distinction between the green fee or the subscriptions.
Oh, really?
It was 10 shillings if you were a soldier, 5 guineas if you were a civilian.
I'm assuming a guinea is more expensive?
Yes, £1 and 1 shilling officially. And then the civilians, by 1880, had had enough of this. So they decided to split. Then they moved to the other far side of the common, what is now Royal Wimbledon, but was officially called Wimbledon.
So in 1881, before Wimbledon Common Golf Club shared the course with London Scottish, the Royal Wimbledon Golf Club did. And it wasn't until 1908 that they built their own course right next to this one, which is now a private club.
It's a bit more traditional in its functioning in that there's a waiting list It's a little more expensive. From the air, it looks like less of a heathland course, and there's not a lot of bystanders from what I understand. And I don't know yet, but I'm curious to know if they need to wear red shirts. I imagine the answer is no. I also imagine that we may not even be allowed in this place. This is all too familiar for us American golfers, right? You don't see this a lot in the UK. And we'll skip the pro shop. I just kind of want to get a peek at the golf course really quick. After being discovered, I was able to ask one quick question.
So it's a very much a very private members golf club.
Understood. When was the golf course built? And how much is it to join here?
That's information we don't give out.
The
So
secret.
the only way to join is for a member to propose and another member to second. And then they go through and they come and have a meeting with me, and then I take them through the process. And it will take about 4 or 5 years for somebody to get in.
This is what people think golf is. That's the interesting thing. For some reason, we only hear the stories about the courses that are elite and exclusive, but I'm about to go get my red shirt on and play some golf. All right, so we're headed out to meet 2 women from the Wimbledon Common Golf Club, and they were kind enough to loan me the rental polo here. So we're gonna go meet Izzy and her friend, who both came in through this marketing push that the board of directors at this club did. So we're gonna go meet them and kind of talk about the experience of being a member at Wimbledon Commons. It's hard to get all the names right. I mean, there's so many. I think they're on about the 5th hole. Okay, so we have the map here. The only problem is that the holes are not the same numbers. Blockade, Crossover, Heather. So we're meeting them on about, I believe, the 9th hole of Wimbledon Common, which is long butt. Spinny should be right over there, somewhere between that long hole, long butt, and Paradise. They teed off 2 hours ago, and then we're gonna take a right and we're gonna go down Blockade. We're meeting them on the 10th green, I believe, which is long butt, and the next hole after that is Running Deer. There's like golf everywhere. At London Scottish, the long butt is actually the 3rd hole, which comes right after. Okay, I think we're good. Big Ravine, easy enough.
Basically, you go through there and you'll find, the 11th tee.
This is long butt. Huh, we've made it to long butt. Is that true? Yeah. Ah, here they are. They're actually one ahead. They're on Running Deer, the 11th. My name's Eric.
Hi, how do you do?
Nice to meet you. Hi. And your name is?
Pamela.
Pamela, hi. Nice to meet you. Eric.
Nice to meet you.
We were at London Scottish first, and Emma was telling me about how Wimbledon Commons Golf Club has a much larger women's membership.
That's right, since 2005.
Yeah, and she said that's kind of, you guys came in through that process.
Yes, that's correct.
Your story is a big part of this, so
So you're making it accessible to more people and opening it up, demystifying and perhaps making it more friendly.
Izzy's, welcome to the show, Izzy. She's going to be our next host. When I'm sick, you're going to do this for us. This is great.
Okay, you're invited to play on our red blocks.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, you know.
You've got this.
We'll see. Can't be that bad.
Not bad at all, I would say.
Yeah.
It was so powerful, it's gone through the branch.
It'll be over there somewhere. Me and you.
Well,
Same idea.
it was a bit woolly.
Oh, nice shot.
That's good.
Oh, nice shot.
Lovely. I'm trying to stay on. Oh, trees, trees. Who put those trees there? Yes. Beautiful strike. I try to encourage people to respect each other on the common, because you'll be here for one reason, I'll be here for another. Pamela will come with her husband perhaps for a walk. And so it's about sharing, like everything else in life, it's about sharing the space together with respect and, you know, enjoying someone else, enjoying their part of it. And just really friendly and nice, and that's the beauty of this club, and that's why I would be very reluctant to ever leave.
I think this is an unusual
golf club, because here the men actively encourage the women and will often go out. So they'll go out with the academy members and say, do you want to go out and hit a few holes of golf? Whereas at some clubs, it's the guys really don't want to play with the ladies.
That's interesting.
What have you enjoyed it?
For me, it's been a true lesson in how golf could be in a way that's almost like a utopia, actually.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, pretty inspiring, because there's a lot of beautiful courses, there's a lot of fancy courses.
Yes.
There's a lot of exotic courses, but there's not a lot of courses that actually have this sort of communal aspect between golfers, non-golfers, animals, and the community at large, and even the joint business aspect of it, how the clubs work together, and it's just
it's very shared, isn't it?
Story.
It's a very unique.
Shared is a good way to say it.
And that's what I say is we're sharing this space just like we share the world.
I don't really do course reviews. I can't really tell you where to play. And truthfully, I'm always kind of surprised when I see somebody go to one of our filming locations. But I'll leave you with this. If you're in London, I recommend that you check out this strange little golf course that sits within Wimbledon Common. The one where you have to wear a red polo and wait for the dogs to clear the green before you hit your shot. And I guarantee that from whatever hole you start from, it'll be an adventure.